Did you know that practicing mindfulness can reduce stress by up to 60% and improve your overall sense of well-being? It sounds like just another statistic, right? But for me, mindfulness was much more than just numbers. It became a lifeline when I thought I was drowning in life's pressures. Have you ever felt like you were running on empty, overwhelmed by life's demands, barely hanging on? That was me, not so long ago. Today, I'm sharing my personal story of how mindfulness not only helped me breathe again, but changed my life forever. I hope my journey can inspire you to find your own calm in the storm. Hey everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Lena Waters, and today I want to talk about something incredibly close to my heart: how mindfulness transformed my life when I thought I had no control left. Before mindfulness, I was lost. I know that might sound dramatic, but it's true. And if you've ever felt disconnected from yourself or like life was slipping away from you, then this story is for you. Let me take you back to when everything felt like it was unraveling. Life was chaos, absolute chaos. I was stuck in a routine of stress, always thinking about what I had to do next, jumping from task to task, constantly worried about the future. My mind was a mess, a whirlwind of anxiety, doubts, and fears. I couldn't escape it. I'd wake up with this tight knot in my chest, and from the moment I opened my eyes, I was already bracing for the day's challenges. I wasn't living, I was just surviving. And honestly, I didn't even realize it. I remember lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying every mistake I thought I'd made, every what if that haunted me. I'd scroll through my phone, trying to distract myself from the overwhelming thoughts, but it never worked. The stress and anxiety were constant companions. I was always on edge, always waiting for something to go wrong. It was exhausting. I was exhausted. I had nothing left to give, and I couldn't see a way out. That's when I stumbled upon mindfulness. I wish I could say I was immediately sold on it, but the truth is, I wasn't. I thought it sounded too simple. Just breathing, focusing on the present. How could that possibly help when my life felt like a never-ending storm? But I had nothing to lose, so I decided to try it. What harm could a few minutes of stillness do, right? The first time I sat down to practice mindfulness, I was restless. My mind was all over the place, and I kept thinking, this is pointless. I'll never be able to quiet my thoughts. But something told me to keep going, to just breathe. So I did. Slowly over time, I started with just 5 minutes a day, focusing on my breath. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. As I kept practicing, something incredible began to happen. Little by little, I started to feel a shift. I wasn't magically cured of my anxiety, but I was becoming more aware of it. I began to see my thoughts for what they were. Just thoughts, not facts. I learned how to gently bring myself back to the present, to the here and now, instead of getting lost in the endless spiral of worries. It was like discovering a lifeboat in the middle of the storm. The storm didn't go away, but I had something to hold on to, something to help me stay grounded. Then, something happened that changed everything for me. I was in the middle of a huge work project, one that I had poured every ounce of energy into. Everything was riding on it, and as you can imagine, things started to fall apart. Deadlines were missed, problems kept piling up, and I could feel myself slipping back into that familiar panic. The pressure was unbearable, but this time, something was different. Instead of spiraling, I paused. In that moment, I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I reminded myself of everything I had been practicing. I focused on the now, on what I could control in that exact moment, not what might happen or how things could go wrong. For the first time in a situation like that, I wasn't overwhelmed. I didn't feel like I was drowning. I felt calm, I felt in control. It was surreal, like a veil had been lifted, and suddenly I could see things more clearly. That moment was a turning point for me. I realized mindfulness wasn't just about sitting quietly or breathing deeply. It was about learning to be present, learning to respond to life instead of reacting. I wasn't fighting the current anymore. I was learning how to flow with it, and that changed everything. Mindfulness gave me the space to reconnect with myself, to find peace in the midst of chaos, and to truly live in the present moment. It helped me approach life with a sense of calm and clarity that I never thought was possible. Before, I was constantly chasing the next thing, constantly worried about what might go wrong. But now, I've learned how to slow down, how to breathe, how to find peace even when things around me are anything but peaceful. So if you've been feeling like life is too much, if you're overwhelmed, anxious, or just disconnected, I want you to know this. You don't have to live like that. Mindfulness can be your lifeline too. Start small. Take 5 minutes today, sit with yourself, and just breathe. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be a start. Trust me, it can make a world of difference. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever tried mindfulness? How has it impacted your life? Share your experiences in the comments below, and if you haven't yet, I encourage you to give it a try. It could be the beginning of a whole new chapter for you, just like it was for me. And if you're curious about where to start, check out my other video on simple mindfulness techniques. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on personal growth and mindfulness. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.